Hello everybody, Captain Marty here. It's Monday, and we have the 21st Annual Dare County Boatbuilders Foundation Tournament in the books. I've got the final standings at the top of the leaderboard. I'll share that and other fishing news with you in just a moment.
Scrambling around to different stores, in and out of the car multiple times to make sure you have everything you need for the beach, that can be such a hassle. But not with the Breeze Through in Avon. Breeze Through is your one stop for gas, beer, drinks, ice, sandwiches, snacks, coffee, sunscreen, and the best part? You don't even have to get out of your vehicle. That's right, just sit tight. Breeze Through will bring everything you need right to your car. Looking for a keg for a special event or gathering? Breeze Through is the only store on Hatteras Island who sells them. Breeze Through Avon, Milepost 55, and online at breezethroughobx.com.
Boasting phenomenal seafood dishes, a great menu, and waterfront views with deck seating, Striper's Bar and Grill at the Shallowbag Bay Marina in Manio serves a casual, fun-filled dining experience with an Outer Banks flair. With 3 floors to choose from, you're bound to find the perfect seat for you and yours while enjoying great food and fantastic drinks. To see our menu and to catch a glimpse of the beautiful views, go online to stripersbarandgrill.com. Striper's Bar and Grill at the Shallowbag Bay Marina in Manio, where everyone's a VIP.
So in that tournament from Pirates Cove Marina on the Manio Nags Head Causeway, we had 35 boats. They fished for 3 days, and kind of the way that works is each boat picks 2 out of the 3 days they want to score their boat. And that's what happened. Fishing was not great. It's kind of on the scrappy side, really, for that caliber of boats, and most of them using the side scanning sonars, which produce a lot of extra billfish. But it was a 2-tiered point system, one for side scanning sonar boats and one for not side scanning sonars. And the way all that worked out is the Horseplay won the tournament based on that first day of fishing, when they had 6 sailfish and 2 blue marlin. And then on their last scoring day, which was day 2, they had 2 more sailfish, so they laid out on day 3. The Fistful, a friend of mine, Carl Helmkamp, owns the Fistful out of Pirates Cove and does not have a sonar, but they caught 2 blue marlin on the day 1. They ended up on the 3rd day of fishing, they had a problem. It was an exhaust problem that caused them not to even be able to really fish their 2nd day, and they took the mulligan on the middle day, but they still held on with the blue marlin points, and because they had no side scanning sonar, they got bonus points, and they came in 2nd place. And then the Trophy Hunter moved up through the ranks on the last day with William Brown, a young captain doing a great job. That was his father's boat for many years, Kenneth Brown, but he ended up in 3rd place. So great going there. The top lady angler was Bailey Petty. The top junior angler was Wyatt Bailey, and the overall angler was Paul Wanamaker. So that's the top anglers, the top boats. That tournament is in the book. The next tournament will be coming up in the middle of August. We'll have the one-day Alice Kelly tournament, and then I'll be over at Pirates Cove again for our biggest tournament, which is the Pirates Cove Big Game Tournament. I'll keep you abreast of dates and happenings and all that stuff, so stay with us here. There are other tournaments getting ready to happen too, like the biggest tournament, really dollars and cents wise, on the whole East Coast is the Ocean City White Marlin Open. That's a white marlin tournament. It's unique in that regard. And then also we have Rudy Inlet, or Virginia Beach, has a tournament. So this is the summer tournament season going on. As far as offshore fishing goes, Hatteras, same as it has been. Oregon Inlet, same as it has been. In Hatteras, it's a lot of blackfin tuna and small mahi with an occasional gaffer mahi or dolphin. I still prefer calling them dolphin, which is they're a dolphin fish, not a dolphin mammal. And then in the closer to the beach, they're catching some drum around the inlets, bluefish, Spanish mackerel, typical summertime fare. The Oregon Inlet fleet scattered big-eye tuna, some pretty good yellowfin tuna fishing actually for them. If they can get around the sharks, that's every day, you never know for sure, but there have been some good catches of tuna. They also have a few blackfins in the catches. Both fleets have scattered wahoo, a scattered marlin. It might be a sail or a blue marlin. We're not seeing many white marlin. That, to me, I'm wondering if it's going to be like last year, where all of the marlin that we normally have in August and September were up off Montauk, up off New York, New England. Don't know why, but anyway, the Oregon Inlet fleet also had some small mahi, and they have there's been a lot of big drum around the inlets. A lot of your inshore boats are doing that type of fishing. Pier fishing, north to south, and whether you're in the piers or you're in the surf, it's the same. The report is about the same. A mixed summer bag, pretty typical, that would include bluefish, some Spanish mackerel, some sea mullet, spots, croakers. What else have I got on my list? A few small sharks in those catches and a few pompano. So that's what's happening there. Nothing to write home about, but also very pleasing fishing to take a kid out and introduce them to fishing with a double hook bottom rig, and you don't need a license when you're on the pier, so it's pretty convenient. I'm going to take a break right here, and I'll be back to tell you about the drum fishing in the Sound and a couple other things happening back there, so just stay right where you're at.
Teachers Lair Marina in Hatteras Village is the closest spot on the Outer Banks to the Gulf Stream. Just inside Hatteras Inlet, Teachers Lair is fully loaded with bait, tackle, ice, snacks, and drinks for your fun-filled day out on the water. Want to get rigged up to catch the big one? Lee and the gang in the tackle shop can outfit you to catch whatever is eager to get hooked. To see the marina, the tackle shop, or to book a charter, go online to teacheslair.com. Teachers Lair Marina in Hatteras Village. Your fishing venture awaits.
All right, in the backcountry, really good drum fishing. Big drum, these are red drum, that's the North Carolina state fish. And the guided boats are doing really well, and the folks that are doing it privately are doing really well, but it's not really a beginner's fishery. It's a good idea to go with a guide first and learn some of the ropes, but they are sight casting mostly, not entirely. There's some fishing going on the bottom with both cut bait, mullet heads and things like that, and artificial jigging off the bottom too. I learned a little bit more about that while I was over at Pirates Cove. But the big drum are around the inlets, and in some cases, a whole bunch of them. They're also up and down the beach, where a lot of our inshore boats are catching them, and they're back in the Sound, which is why they're in the backcountry report right now. But it's really, really good. And the speckled trout bite is good. I talked to a guide that fished, that would have been on Saturday, and the way that northeast wind was blowing, he went up to an area where he had a good lee. He was behind the beach, back in one of the Sounds. He had 40 speckled trout, and if I told you where he was, he'd never give me another piece of fishing information. But just think about it. Where would you have to be in the lee from a northeast wind? And it was his only option, and he did really, really good. I also talked to other people about the same kind of fishing on Saturday for the speckled trout. So the speckled trout bite is great. There's also some pretty good sheephead fishing. We've been talking about that. The Bonner Bridge, the old bridge across Oregon Inlet, a little slow down there, but that's been a good spot for sheephead. And they did catch a few tautog over the weekend. I learned all that from Tony Lombardi from walkingangler.com. Little bridge, just to pick a few nice trout, some croakers, some blues, some spot, and some pinfish. So that's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of things going on. I'm going to recharge and go out and see what happened in my garden. I can tell you this, when I went out there last night, I picked not one, but 6 cantaloupes. I've never had much luck growing cantaloupes, and it was nice to come home from working the tournament over on the beach and have that kind of thing going on. I also am really grateful to Stevie Rule, and I stayed in his apartment. It's a private apartment up above a garage. One of the nicest places and most comfortable places I ever stayed in my life. Makes a difference when you're working a tournament with a lot of money at stake, and it's like pretty high stress level. And I also was the weighmaster, which was a lot of fun, by the way. But when you're away from home, to go to a comfortable place, it was really first class. So Stevie, if you happen to be listening, thank you for providing such a nice place for me to stay. And for everybody else, I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a good week if you're here vacationing, and I do appreciate you stopping by.